Well, we now have dates and locations for WrestleMania 37, WrestleMania 38, and WrestleMania 39. What's going on out there, world? It's your boy Tommy on the spot for Watch Along Wrestling, and if you can't tell, I'm a little amped, I'm a little excited. It's like 7 in the morning here. I don't even know why I'm awake on a Sunday morning at 7, but I needed to jump on here and chat with you guys as soon as I could when I heard of the WrestleMania announcements, and wanted to dissect everything with you guys, so strap in. There's a lot to talk about, there's a lot to break down, and I think the best way to do this is to go kind of in the order that WWE went through in their WrestleMania report video that they put out last night. If you haven't seen this, it's actually really entertaining. It features Triple H and Stephanie kind of guiding this entire thing. They're playing news anchors, very, very funny. They were kind of incognito, so to speak, but you could obviously tell it was Stephanie and Triple H, and very tongue-in-cheek, very kind of Triple H, D-Generation X. I'd say the later era of DX is kind of the guy he was playing in this video. Really funny stuff, though. This eventually led to Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. They were sitting in Tampa, Florida. Roman was not in the same character setup, incognito, like Triple H and Stephanie and everyone else in this video, which I'll get to in a second, were, but he was in his usual head-of-the-table character, and they showed him there with Paul Heyman, and Heyman kind of announced that Roman Reigns will be going into WrestleMania as champion and will leave as champion, which led us to our first announcement that WrestleMania will be returning, well, I guess actually debuting at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. Obviously, they were supposed to go to Tampa last year for WrestleMania. With everything that happened, that was not possible. So instead, they're circling back to Tampa Bay. They're going to do a 2-day event, April 10th and April 11th. So for the second time ever, WrestleMania will be a 2-day event. And it will be the first time that they are planning on, seems like they are planning on having live fans in attendance for that show. They did announce via press release that tickets, information and tickets will be announced as soon as possible. So that's pretty great. I think this would be a great way to kind of start things off in terms of having fans back. They're going to announce safety protocols. The reason for the 2-day event, they said, is in conjunction with state officials as well as with their partners. So they're going to announce that. They're going to announce some safety protocols. And they're also going to be announcing some information coming up here about WrestleMania week activities. I'm going to do a separate video about where I can see some of that going, whether or not I think there'll be an Access. You know, I'm a huge Access fan. You know, I'm a huge fan of all things wrestling. But it'll be nice to get to some sort of normalcy, and I know things are still, you know, obviously safety protocols need to be in place. We're certainly not out of this by any stretch of the imagination, so but at the same time, it's WrestleMania, and it'll be nice to see the place at least somewhat packed, and I don't know how many fans they'll be able to have in attendance, but what I will say is that right now in Tampa, Florida, you can have a pretty good capacity. I really think they are okay with full capacity. If they certainly would have been more telling and will be more telling in the coming weeks when they host the Super Bowl, and they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl in their home building. Despite, you know, whether or not that shakes out later today, we'll find out. But that certainly would be more telling as to where we're at. So that's probably when I'm going to hold off on my WrestleMania week activities video. But they're saying in the coming weeks, we'll get more information on that, and ticket information will be available. So if you want to go to WrestleMania this year, you'll have that opportunity. It'll be a 2-day event, April 10th and April 11th. They did move this back a little bit. Originally, the date for WrestleMania was set for March 28th, but Tampa, you get your WrestleMania. A 2-day event, WrestleMania, April 10th and April 11th. Going to be very interesting to see how they put this together for a 2-day WrestleMania event. I did think that a 2-day WrestleMania event was much more conducive to WWE Network special than a live event show. I've been to many concerts and many 3-day festivals for music, but I wasn't sure how they do it for a wrestling event. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how they do that, you know, for WrestleMania. I know Wrestle Kingdom has done it. I'm not sure from a live perspective if that will be conducive to maybe burnout or what, but we'll see. In any event, 2-day event, WrestleMania, 10th and 11th, Tampa Bay. Moved over to Sasha Banks, who was also incognito, and I need to just point this out. I think it was really cool that Sasha Banks was wanted to be chosen to get this spot here. This is typically the face of the women's division, has really been, through the years, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and so it was nice to see Sasha get her just due. She's had an unbelievable year. She's had an unbelievable run in WWE, and it was nice to see her kind of get her spot as the face of the women's division, the representative from the women's division, right here alongside Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Roman Reigns. And so it was really, really cool to see, and she was there to announce that WWE will be returning to Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium. This kind of came out of nowhere. The host of WrestleMania 32, WWE returning for WrestleMania 38, April the 3rd, 2022. Obviously, AT&T Stadium has been one of those stadiums that, while many of the teams this season in the NFL were kind of, reducing the number of fans that were coming into the building, AT&T Stadium was adding fans to the building. So it was very interesting to see that, and obviously, I think that they are excited to return there. They will probably, I don't know if they'll be able to get 100,000 people in that building, which is the capacity. Last time they did it, over 101,000. So this time around, though, even if they can get 50% capacity, you're guaranteed to have 50,000 people in that building. So at this point, now remember, this isn't even 2021. This is now, we're talking 2022. Let's hope here, as I knock on wood, that this is long behind us as we get ready for WrestleMania 38, and they could pack 101,000 people in that building. But it's a retractable roof. Obviously, the roof was closed for WrestleMania 32, but if they wanted to open that up, they could do that, and it's a beautiful, beautiful stadium. For me, that's probably not my favorite of the WrestleMania trips. I think that I look back at that trip, and I'll probably be doing a kind of a retrospective 5 years later at WrestleMania 32, like I did for 31. That's probably not my favorite place to go to for a wrestling show. The show itself was a little all over the place. It was very disorganized. But that being said, it's still a mammoth of a building. You're in there and you feel so small. It's just such a mammoth structure, and it's an incredible place to be in. And it'll be cool to return for WrestleMania 38, and it's cool to see WWE going back there. And this eventually led us to the third final part of the video, which was presented by You Can't See Me, obviously the returning John Cena incognito. Pretty telling that John Cena was chosen and pegged for this spot here. He has not really been a part of WWE TV since WrestleMania 36, but obviously they wanted their biggest names, their biggest stars for this video. Went with Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, and then John Cena, despite really, again, him not being a part of the programming really at all since WrestleMania 36. That said, great to see John back in the fold there. He's so funny when it comes to him kind of going into this he loves these types of parody on the square type things. He's always been into that. He's big into the comedy stuff. So I've always thought he's done well in those roles. And he was able to announce that April 2nd, 2023, WrestleMania will finally be coming to SoFi Stadium in LA. Obviously, this was supposed to be the host of WrestleMania 36. But then the world got turned upside down. Weren't able to do... Actually, it was supposed to be 37, sorry. We're not able to do that. They actually did a press conference, if you remember, from SoFi Stadium before it was even built, announcing that WrestleMania was coming. So, good to see that WWE has been able to secure this building. This is something they've wanted to do. This was supposed to be the huge, big Los Angeles Wrestlemania, and I'm sure they're going to be throwing everything they possibly can to make this one of the biggest ones of all time. The one right before 40, which I'm also sure will be massive. No information on that yet. But, interesting enough, it was WrestleMania's 38 and 39. They're both one-day affairs, 37 a two-day affair. So you'll get back to your more traditional WrestleMania beginning in 2022, at least at this point and this juncture. So, hey, at the end of the day, you've got WrestleMania 37 now official for Tampa, April 10th and April 11th. You have WrestleMania returning to AT&T Stadium, April 3rd, 2022. And then you have WrestleMania 39, finally, heading to SoFi Stadium in LA. I'm assuming that they are going to have, and hoping that at this point will be, this will all be behind us in 2 years from now. Let's hope so. And they'll be able to, at this point, have full capacity and be touring again, and everyone will be able to enjoy that show like we've enjoyed many WrestleManias through the years. And of course, that event will be April 2nd, 2023. And hey, at the end of the video, kind of telling, John Cena rips off his You Can't See Me outfit, only to reveal his trademark jean shorts and John Cena colorful t-shirt. And at the end, he said, if you want some, come get some. And maybe that was John's way of saying that he'll be a part of the action here in the upcoming years. We can only hope. So, really funny video, really cool, and I'm excited for all three of these shows. I think that, I'll do my best to get down there. I will be hopefully able to make it for Tampa, if not definitely for Dallas, and without question for LA. That's going to be the one everyone wants to go to. That's going to be a great show. So really fun information coming out at the end. They played the little video to get you amped. After that, they kind of transitioned once this was done to like this larger than life with all the pyro and everything. And I can't lie, man, I got a little goosebumps for that one. I was excited. So let me know what you're feeling about this. Let me know if you're as excited as I am. Should be a lot of fun. I'll be back within the coming weeks here as more information comes out about this, specifically about the WrestleMania week events, and it'll be fun to monitor. It seems like hopefully we're able to get back to some sort of decency, some sort of normalcy. Certainly not out of the woods yet, but hey, at least it was cool to see WWE is moving forward with some plans for WrestleMania in the years to come. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.